Hello and welcome back to another episode of Spark TV, the podcast for women in business who want to grow their profit and impact. I'm your host, Danielle Lewis, the CEO and founder here at Spark Business. And I am so excited for this first episode of 2025. And I actually don't think it's the first episode. I think we've had some that were pre-recorded and published. But it's, the first week of January. We are in a new podcast studio. So I'm kind of feeling like the new year is just starting for me now. This episode, I wanted to share with you my word of the year. So over the last month, I've been chatting to a lot of women in business, whether it be pre-recording interviews for Spark TV or whether it be in our Spark membership or just in general with my business network. And this is the time of year where everyone does their planning, right? We reflect on the year that was, some highs, some lows, some people wanting to throw it in the bin, some people really excited about what they were able to accomplish. And we take those reflections and we think about what we want for the year ahead. Now, I love a good planning session. Any excuse not to do, any excuse to strategize and plan and make lists, I do love. But I personally use that time. I created a new vision board, set my goals. I reset all of my tracking as well. So I've created a dashboard in ClickUp with not only my goals this year, but the month-on-month actions that I need to take to actually hit those goals. And I'm really excited about that because oftentimes we can, get stuck looking at our big goal and think, Am I ever going to get there? Am I ever going to achieve it? It just feels so lofty. And we want that big, lofty goal. We want to feel challenged and stretched and excited about what we're doing. But on a day-to-day level, the only thing that we can really control is our output. The only things that we can really control are what we do, like what items we choose to put in our calendar or on our to-do list. So you want to be pretty sure that those actions are going to actually get you towards your goals. So what I did was when I set my goals, I wrote out what I thought I really needed to do on a month-by-month basis to hit those goals. So my tracking reflects that. I don't want to get to the end of the month and say, why didn't I hit my goals? I want to get to the end of the month and look at all of the actions and see that they're ticked off. And if that means I hit my goal, fantastic, I am doing the right work. If I did not hit my goals, perhaps I've got the wrong actions on the list. So that's how I'm approaching my goals and actions this year. Tracking it all in ClickUp, and I have diarized on the first of every month. I've already set an out of office, and I have set that day as the reflection for the month before to make sure that I am on track, that I've done all of the things that I said I was going to do, and that it's actually working in our business. So super excited for this year, feeling very organized. And then I wanted to think about the energy that I wanted to bring into the year. And this inspiration actually struck on a podcast interview. So I was interviewing the beautiful Tori Kopke. She supports regional business owners with business coaching. She's absolutely phenomenal. I love her. It's the second time I've had her on the Spark TV podcast. And this word came up that really struck me. And the word was elevate. And I've been in business for over 12 years now, and a lot of the concept that really has always stuck with me is this idea of optimization, the idea that you just need to ship things imperfectly and fix them later. That if you wait till things are perfect, you tend not to ship them, and things are never perfect because you're just kind of building things that you think are the right thing to build. And it's not until you get it into a customer's hands, it's not until a customer actually pays you for your thing that you know if it's the right thing or not. So I'm a big, big supporter of ship it imperfectly and continuously improve it continuous optimization. You often hear people talk about like the 1% improvements. So I love the idea and the concept of optimization. But when we said the word elevate, I went, yes, that is it for me, elevate. So actually, and I also do have a bit of shiny object syndrome. I love new ideas. I always want to build new things. I always want to start new businesses. I always want to create new products, courses, content, stuff. Love it. So I do have to rein myself back in a little bit as well. And so Elevate really struck me because we have built something absolutely incredible at Spark. And of course, we'll keep adding to it. But I want to make sure that this year I take the time to elevate everything that we do. And case in point, the new podcast studio, which I'm so excited about. So this is a dedicated room inside my home. So I have obviously the new boucle armchair, the new Rode mic, little side table. These, if you can believe it, are gorgeous sateen bed sheets that we have put up. I've blocked out the window. There's actually a window behind here, and we've blocked that out with garbage bags. And then we have 2 big studio lights and a digital camera. So I used to record everything on my laptop using QuickTime and a 4K webcam, but moved to a Sony digital camera on a big tripod, obviously. So we'll see how that goes. And then the rest of the room is just a little makeup station, couch, rug, bit of soundproofing, so pillows and blankets on the floor, obviously leads everywhere, suit jackets, all of those good things. So I'm super excited about this space because I typically record or have in the past recorded all of our podcast episodes just sitting at my desk, which has been perfectly fine. And in our podcast course, I preach that you should start imperfectly, right? Like if I had have set this up at the very beginning, I probably wouldn't have launched as quickly as we launched. This did cost money to set up. But, I started the podcast 2 years ago now. We've got hundreds of interviews, just started solo episodes mid to early last year. And, I never would have done that if I was waiting for all of this. And I don't even think I would have known the vibe that I wanted. By this time I would have wanted to change it up anyway. So super happy that I shipped that and waited. And I always say that to people, you do not need high-tech, expensive technology to launch a podcast. I love Jenna Kutcher. She has you probably know her Gold Digger podcast. She started out on her iPhone with headphones, right? And they're her first podcast episodes. And her podcast has been downloaded like tens, if not 100 millions of times. Like she's very successful at what she does. So I'm very, very glad that I launched Scrappy. However, this is the year for me to elevate. So super excited about the new digs. Really excited about what is to come there. So the podcast studio got a big glow up. We're also working on things like going back through our website, our copy, our email funnels, just making sure that it speaks the right message, that the copy is elevated, the design is elevated, that we're providing more value to people who maybe are in or not in the membership as of yet. So going back through everything that's existing and making sure that it serves us, that it speaks the right message, that it's actually working, that people are opening things, that people actually care, that people convert. And then, of course, the membership as well. So in 2025, and I mean, this is something that we've done for year on year, but it's always about how do we make the membership more valuable for our members, for women in business. So, the long-term vision for Spark is we want to be the platform where women come at any stage of business, whether they want to start, scale, or exit their business. And that's a lot, that's a lot of content. That's a lot of experts. That's, a lot of tools and platforms. We're bringing in technology into our membership with the business directory as the first cab off that rank, but we're, baking in interesting tools to help more women collaborate with other businesses. So lots of cool things on the horizon there, but it's all about building and improving on what we have and making sure that we're creating more and more value for our beautiful Spark community. So my word this year is elevate, is to look at everything that we have and just make it better. Share more stories, share more female founder stories, create more resources, make the experiences so much richer, so much better for our existing members. And, it just feels so fabulous to show up for that as well, because, you don't want to throw out the great work that you've done, but going back and revisiting with the new lens that you have, with the new experience that you have, is so valuable. So very excited about 2025, if you can't tell, and so excited that you're here on your journey. Wherever you are listening to this, if it's Spotify where you can ask a question or drop a comment, if it's YouTube where you can comment, even if it's jump on our Instagram page, I'd love to know what your word of the year is as well, and how you are using that word to really, drive your business forward in 2025. Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for backing yourself in business. I can't wait to walk the journey with you this year, and I'll catch you in the next episode.